Discipline is a skill set, and motivation's not a bad thing. It's kind of demonized to a degree, but you do need motivation to actually start. Welcome to the Daily Effort Podcast. My name is Sam, and this is the podcast where we're going to be covering everything that you need to know to build confidence in yourself, build that trust in yourself, and also belief that you can go and accomplish the things that you want in life. And then in turn, that's also going to help you build better discipline as well. So everything that I cover is going to set you up for success and put in the correct effort you need to on a daily basis to go out and reach the goals that you have in life and set you up for success, whether it's, in your career, fitness, family, mindset, your faith, whatever it is. It's going to apply to all areas of life there. Now, what we're diving into today, I'm going to be touching on three things that really will, I would say, not set you up for success when it comes to developing your discipline. I call them 3 discipline killers. And then also the thing that I'm going to give you as well, in addition to going over those 3 things that are going to just kill your discipline, I'm going to give you a system or certain things that you can do to start to develop discipline on a daily basis. And this also is going to build your confidence in yourself and also your belief in yourself that you can go and accomplish anything. And this is something that I have personally done for myself. So this is coming from my own experience. Then before I end the episode, I'll make sure and give y'all a little challenge that you can go out and apply, because I want to make sure that, again, you take all this information and actually apply it to your life, because if you just listen to it and don't do anything with it, well, it's really useless, to be completely honest. Now, with this episode, if it's your first time listening to the podcast, well, welcome. If you've listened before, welcome back. My ask is, if you get value from today's episode, whether it's on YouTube or Spotify, that, you just share the episode. Share the podcast with someone that you know. Share it on social media, because that is the only way that I can grow this. I'm not going to run ads or anything like that. So the only way the word gets out is if, again, you share it. When it comes to how often you can expect to see episodes, I will be releasing 1 episode a week as of right now. It will be Monday at 5 a.m. So if you have an early commute, cool, you can actually tune into it. So with that, just diving straight in, I know I always kick things right off pretty quickly, but again, I always want to make sure that value your time. And really, when it comes to talking about discipline, and before I just dive into the 3 discipline killers, I want to preface all of this by saying so much of the time, either I've said this myself, or I've thought it, or I've heard other people say it, but I've heard, I'm just not disciplined, or I can't be disciplined, I can't commit, I can't stay consistent. And when you start to tell yourself these things, doubt really starts to creep in more and more and more and more. And then pretty soon, like when you continue to think these thoughts, there comes a point in your life where you're like, I can't really accomplish anything that I want. But also the thing that will lead to having these thoughts is you're just not a great person of action yet. The key word is yet, because there's a point in time where I was not great at taking action as well. But I see it online, and this is the main reason why I'm touching on this, is I see people say discipline over motivation. And personally, I do believe that is one of the most overrated things said out there. And again, it is a good saying. Yes, we do need discipline over motivation. However, we do need motivation. I mean, motivation is going to be there from time to time, and we can use motivation to really, I believe that motivation helps you get started on a journey. Because think about when you're starting something new, whether it's let's say it's a fitness journey. Okay, well, maybe you're really excited, maybe a little nervous, but you're excited. So you have that little bit of dopamine that probably releases in your brain when you're starting something new. And again, you're excited. It's just feel really good about it. Well, that motivation causes you to take the first step. There's something that's, again, motivating you, whether it's a vision you see down the road or something that you see that's getting you to take that first step. And it's not necessarily, maybe you haven't built the discipline as of yet, and that's okay. But the cool thing is, if you take that first step, you have a shot at starting to develop the discipline and also building the self-confidence in yourself that you need to achieve anything that you want in life. And I say it all the time, but this is the main purpose behind this podcast. I want to make sure that I show you that you can accomplish anything that you want in life, And also, I want to make sure that you build the belief in yourself and also the self-confidence in yourself that you can just go and achieve anything that you want and really do anything that you want. That's the big thing. And again, today, what I give you and what I talk about will set you up for success there. But why I wanted to hit on discipline over motivation is because, I see it online a lot, and I do believe that social media, while it's a powerful tool, it does set up some false expectations around things when it comes to how we function on a daily basis, because again, social media, it is very curated at times. And a lot of times you might see someone and think, well, they're perfect. They don't struggle. They just have their whole life together. And here's the truth. I don't have my life together. None of us have our life together. That's just how it is. We're human beings, and human beings are not perfect. None of us are perfect. And we have to remember that. And again, when it comes to discipline, if you're looking up to someone that has a good bit of discipline, you have to remember that discipline's not a trait; it's a skill set that you can develop on a daily basis. And the things I'll give you will start to help you step into that. And this episode is really building off of the last episode to a degree. It's kind of more of a series, but the main thing here is just remember that discipline is a skill set, and motivation's not a bad thing. It's kind of demonized to a degree, but you do need motivation to actually start. But the last thing I'll say about all of this before we move into the discipline killers is when it comes to doing simple tasks, because that's what it takes to actually develop the discipline that you want in your life, and also the belief and self-confidence that you want as well, you have to remember, when you look at a simple task, if you can't commit to those simple things, well, there's going to be very few things that you can commit to in life. And that's what I have to remind myself of. And not only that, if I can't commit to something simple, how am I ever going to commit to something bigger in life? Maybe a relationship or a project at work or whatever it is. By learning to commit to the simple things and doing them consistently, it literally sets you up for success in everything else that you do. So remember, motivation is not bad. You needed to take a first step. But once you take that first step, you have to continue to take the steps to develop the discipline, because over the course of time, you do need that discipline to actually keep going. So 3 discipline killers that I have for y'all. And these are things that I've seen with myself. First discipline killer, distractions. And the quickest example that I can think of here is a lot of times in the morning when I'm going to get up and go work out or something like that, well, it's a really bad tendency of mine to start scrolling on social media. And the next thing I know, I've wasted 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then I'm eating into my workout time. That's just one distraction. Or maybe it's, okay, I'm at work, or even maybe you're at work, and a notification pops up on your phone, and that distracts you from what you're actually working on. That's a distraction. It's distracting you from executing at a high level with what's right in front of you. That's the big thing. And distractions are just all around us, and it can come in many, many different forms. It could be maybe just having too many conversations at work is getting in the way of you completing a project, or maybe you are, quote unquote, spending time with your family, but you're scrolling on your phone and not present with your family. That's another area I have to constantly catch myself, because it's so easy just to pop on our phone. And I personally believe that phones currently are some of the biggest distractions that we have, because we have, and I don't want to say the world at our fingertips, but a lot of resources at our fingertips, and just things that are pulling for our attention, whether it's Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or YouTube or all these different things. And they're great things, don't get me wrong, but it's not a good thing when it's pulling you away from priorities. So you have to really narrow your options. That's the biggest thing. When it comes to not letting distractions get in the way, completely narrow your focus and really eliminate things. And that's why a lot of times when I'm working, I automatically put my phone on silent. And I have it where my wife, Amy, can ring through, my boss can ring through, and a few other people. Outside of that, that's it. And again, it makes sure I stay focused and get done with the task at hand. Or sometimes I'll just pop earphones in and, do work as I play music. That's another way to eliminate distractions and get laser-like focused in on something at hand, especially if it's at work or if it's a workout. A lot of times, again, put your phone on silent. Don't let notifications pop up. Don't be on your phone. Narrow the options. Like, make the commitment that you're not going to get distracted. So that's the first thing that'll be a discipline killer, is just distractions. Distractions that'll completely pull you away from actually executing on the task, or at least executing at a high level. Second thing that will be a big discipline killer is emotions, and really more of the short-term thinking, because I can't tell you how many times that I want to get up and go do a workout in the morning, and I'm sleepy, still sleepy because I'm just waking up. Maybe I'm a little sore from the next day, and then I start to play. And again, I've worked out for a while. I'll start to play these games in my mind where I tell myself, well, I can take a rest day. I can catch up on the weekend or something like that. Short-term thinking, because while, yes, I could catch up on the weekend, the bigger issue is, well, if I don't get up and go and do that workout, well, I'm training myself to start to be complacent and not take action quickly. And that's the whole purpose here, is with discipline, how you build it and how you build the confidence in yourself and the belief in yourself is you have to start to be a person of action. You have to take action very quickly. And that's a big, big thing. So that short-term thinking can really be a detriment to you at times. And you're not going to be perfect with this. You really have to train yourself here. And it's going to be in the little things, like when you maybe catch yourself, okay, maybe you're scrolling on your phone and you're supposed to be spending time with your family. Okay, as soon as you catch yourself doing that and you think the thought that, oh, okay, I'm starting to scroll along, you have to immediately train yourself just to put the phone down. Don't compromise, just put it down. And that's a step in the right direction. Or maybe it's the workout that you need to get up and do. Well, how you train yourself is as soon as you wake up, especially on even on the good days where you wake up and you feel rested and you're good, train yourself on those days. Don't lay in bed, immediately get up, because that starts to train yourself to be a great person of action and immediately jump in something and immediately execute. And that will help you out on the bad days or the tough days where you're a little sore, you're more tired later on in the week and you don't want to get up. If you've been conditioning yourself to immediately take action, you can take over on autopilot there, just to a degree. But you're not going to be perfect. I'm not perfect with it either. Not at all. So that's really the second discipline killer, is emotions. And more so short-term thinking when it comes to the emotion side of things. Then third and final discipline killer here will be lack of clarity. And I talk about this a lot, but not only do you have to have a goal, you have to have an aim. You have to have an aim for where you're wanting to go with your life. Like for me, for example, well, for my wife, Amy, and I, we know what type of house that we want a couple years down the road. We have a name. We know roughly how much it is, and we know how much we need to start saving and how much money we need to start putting back. And again, we have something to focus on. As humans, we are designed to laser-like focus in on things and have something bigger to work towards. We're not designed to, and we weren't designed to just sit back and do nothing, because that's where the unfulfillment comes in, and that's where maybe you notice that you don't have as much confidence in yourself. That's where all of that stuff starts to creep in more and more and more and more and more. So we got to have clarity on where do we want to go? What are we aiming at? What do we have our eyes focused on? And how can we really start to work towards it? So distractions discipline killers. Get ahead of myself sometimes. Discipline killers. Number 1, distractions. Number 2, emotions and short-term thinking. And then number 3, lack of clarity. So if you're wanting to get better at discipline, pay attention to those things. Now, system that makes effort, I don't want to say automatic, but it will help you out with it. Well, the first thing I have here is set your environment up correctly to help you with developing discipline. Set your environment up. Couple examples with this is, if you know, and this is a perfect example for myself, I know that I will be working out in the morning. And I know that my wife, Amy, and Layla, they're co-sleeping. So if I go into the room in the morning, I'm probably going to wake Layla up. And that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. So I have to plan ahead, and I take my clothes out of the room because I'm sleeping in the guest room right now. And I will put the clothes and my shoes right there on the dresser in the guest bedroom. So as soon as I wake up, the clothes are there, I can run and get it. Because there's been many times that I've done this where the clothes are in the room and I'm like, well, I can't go in there. It's because I'm worried I'm going to wake her up. I'll just do the workout later. And guess what happens? I never do the workout later. So you have to set your environment up. Or maybe it's at work and you're noticing you're getting distracted. Okay, well, put headphones in and play some music so you can stay focused on knocking out the project and you're not distracted by what people are saying or different things like that. Maybe it is spending time with your family and you notice that you're really bad about being on your phone at the dinner table. Don't bring your phone to the dinner table. We called it supper growing up, but most people don't call it that. So supper, I'm still going to call it supper. But don't bring your phone to the table. And that's a rule I need to be better about because I've caught myself starting to bring my phone to the table. And then maybe it is your time with the Lord. And this is one I have to work on as well. Okay, well, you want to focus in and read the Bible, take it in, reflect on it when you're reading Scripture. So for me, a lot of times I'll have the tendency to start to play around on my phone. Well, read a hard copy of the Bible and put your phone away. Don't have it there. And those are just simple things that you can start to pay attention to set your environment up for you to start to develop your discipline better. So my goal here with covering these things is just to raise your awareness about it. Raise your awareness so that you can start to make an adjustment. And you're just going to have to pay attention. It's going to take intentional focus and intentional thought out of the gate. Set your environment up correctly. Number 2. Really anchor habits. So attach new habits to things you do already. So maybe you're wanting to start to read. Okay. And you know that you drink your coffee in the morning. Well, drink your coffee and read. So then you can start to train yourself to have that habit. Or maybe, I'm going to try to make some things up on the spot here, but maybe you know that you like to go on, maybe when you get home in the evening, you know you have a certain amount of time before you eat dinner, and you look forward to eating dinner and hanging out with the family. Okay, well, do it as a reward system where if you go get a workout in, okay, cool, you can go eat dinner. It's like, or as soon as you get home, cool, go work out, something like that. Or just look at your habits and attach them as best as you can. And that will set you up for a lot more success. And again, it's like those are kind of the examples that pops into my mind. Third one that I do that helps me out tremendously when it comes to developing discipline, external accountability. Have someone that's going to hold you accountable to what you should do. That is a game changer because we're highly likely that we're going to let ourselves down, but it's a little more unlikely that we're going to let someone else down. So with this piece, if you have a close friend that you know will hold you accountable, well then hit them up. Tell them what you want to do. Tell them like, hey, if I don't do X, this is my punishment. Or if I don't send you this check mark at the end of the evening, you know I didn't do it. What's kind of the punishment? Do I have to do burpees or something like that? So those are my 3 things that will start to help you develop your discipline. And the beauty of this, by starting to do things over and over and over again, discipline will develop. So on the days where you're not motivated, discipline can take over. Then also on top of that, you will be more confident in yourself, build that self-confidence, then also build that belief in yourself that you can actually go and accomplish things. And this is how it's built. It's just doing one thing after another, doing one thing after another. A lot of people say it's keeping promises to yourself. And I know a lot of times it's people will just be like, oh, just keep your promises to yourself. And yes, that's true, but it's difficult to take action on that. And these are 3 things that you can really start to implement in your life to set you up for better success. So the 3 things that will allow you to start building better discipline and also confidence and belief in yourself that you can accomplish anything you want. Set your environment up so that you can have better success. Also, anchor your habits, so attach new habits to things you do already. Then external accountability. Find an accountability partner. Last thing that I have for y'all, got a challenge. Pick one thing, one habit this week, and commit to do it daily for the next 7 days. Very similar to what I said last time as far as improving your effort. Very, very similar here. But I want you just to do something consistently. Like pick one habit, and maybe it is you're not reading your Bible every day. Do it daily. Do it every day. Maybe it's working out. Well, work out every day. And again, it doesn't mean that you have to do an hour workout every single day. Maybe a workout is a walk. Maybe you just have the goal of intentionally doing 30 to 45 minutes of movement 7 days a week. Cool, great. Do that. That'll help build your discipline up. And you'll start to gain some confidence that you can go and accomplish anything that you want. Then, lastly, what I'll say about this, probably I think that's the second time I've said it, but just drop a comment here on YouTube or on Spotify, wherever you're tuning in. Let me know what you're doing, or shoot me a DM. You can find me on Instagram. It's Samuel Funderburk, SAMUELL, 2 L's, and then FUNDERBURK. So I'd love to know what you're working on. Because again, that's the whole goal with this, to commit, to build discipline, to build that confidence in yourself, and also the belief that you can go and accomplish anything you want. If I flash back to a couple years ago, I didn't have that. And that's a purpose as to why I do this podcast, because I want to make sure you have it. You build the confidence and the belief that you can go and do anything you want and also achieve the level of success that you want in life as long as you're willing to work long enough and hard enough for it. So, final thoughts that I'm going to send you out on is, remember, adjust, don't quit. I said this last time. Don't quit. That's a rule. Just don't quit. Keep going. If you see you didn't do what you wanted to do, just adjust it, figure out how you can do it. And make things as simple as you can, because the simpler you can make it so you can start to do it consistently, that'll set you up for tremendous success. Remember, I know a lot of people say, go big or go home. This is a case where I say, don't go big or go home. And what I mean by that is, it's not an all or nothing thing. Don't have that mindset. If you set something up and you fall a little short of it, adjust and just figure out what you need to do to move forward. So that's what I have for y'all. Again, pick that one thing that you want to improve on this week. Commit to it daily. Do it 7 days and then reflect back on how did it go, and keep doing it, because that's all it is. That's as simple as it gets for you to build the discipline and the confidence and the belief in yourself to accomplish anything that you want in life. But other than that, thank y'all so much for listening. I appreciate y'all. It always means a lot, you taking time out of your day to just tune in really quick. But go out, make it a great day, put in effort on a daily basis so you can level up your life and achieve the confidence and the discipline and the success that you want, and really create that life that you want as well. But other than that, again, have an awesome day and God bless.